people! Hi! Greetings everyone! This is OMG Live, the quarantine edition. I am Richard Ragoobarsingh coming to you live from Arriba. And of course, where it's pretty sunny, a little cloudy but sunny, and welcoming you to our daily gathering. Come in, call your friends, call your family, everybody get in the show. The show is going on the road now, people.
Richard Young here. I'm totally delighted to be in your company. Remember, we are on 2 p.m. Monday to Friday right here at OMG TT on Facebook. We appreciate each and every one of you for joining us and making this a fabulous time. Thanks for tuning in, joining you, Richard and I, with our lovely ladies. Please introduce yourself, ladies.
And Camille, Selvon, Abraham say, I am so excited. You know, guys, I love Thursday show. You know why? The vintage. I can't wait to hear what the DJ have for us. Love it, love it.
And hi, I'm Cecilia, Salazar, representing the west of Trinidad and Tobago in Pity Valley. It's very windy today, people. Good thing we inside, because if you see wind, it's a windy day. So happy to be here.
You're breezy.
Breezy.
From Labrador. I have no idea what outside is like because I have not been outside for the day.
Oh.
So I have no
What?
All right, to all those around the world, and of course in the Caribbean, where we are all from, all the islands in the Caribbean, thanks so much for joining us today on OMG Live, the quarantine edition. It is our way of coming together to talk, laugh, share, and build a community.
And in today's show, we have OMG Guess That Vintage Song. A little different from the vintage kind, though.
Definitely.
Let's play that game segment. If you get it right, you get to ask one of us on the panel just one question. And we're also featuring some bungee garling music to make you take a chip, take a chip, take a chip, take a chip.
Absolutely. We're also going to see some. We're going to see some hilarious videos from TikTok. You all know we have that TikTok segment.
Yes.
Plus, we have
We
a
have that
trailer from
TikTok
a
bug.
new. Yeah, exactly. We have a new movie from a new movie trailer from a new kid comedy movie featuring Megan Fox. Now, when last did you hear about Megan Fox? Well, she is in it, and we're going to show you that trailer. It's coming to your screen, and of course, lots of enlightening conversation to get you thinking. So please stay with us. It is OMG Live, the quarantine
Quarantine edition.
Yay.
Special shout out to our DigiGod, our voice in the sky, our
That's me.
master control, Stephen Doobal. Welcome, Stephen.
Hey, Stephen.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Stephen. There he is.
Hi, everyone.
This is also a great time to remind those of you who are viewing to share this feed on your timeline now. Now. Just look at the bottom right-hand corner of this video. You will see the share arrow. Share us. Spread the word to your family, to your friends, to people you just meet and all. Share.
Exactly.
Yes.
Share it now. All right, we are also starting off the show today. We're starting it off a little differently with a piece by actor Will Smith. Of course, you know Will Smith has been to Trinidad several times. With all
Yes,
this
Richard, I will
quarantine
never
time
forgive
to
you
get-
for not inviting me. I'll say it publicly. I'll never forgive you for not inviting me
She's
to drink
falling
wine
on.
bar when he was there. Oh my God.
We accidentally happened to be there when he was there. So we had a little chit chat with him. But anyway, with all this quarantine time together, we know many people in relationships are struggling with coming to terms with the person they love and what it means to truly love someone. This situation may have left many people thinking deeply about it for the first time. Last week, we had Maya Angelou talking about love liberates. It liberates you but also it must liberate the one you love, so they are free to love you.
Today, in this short video piece, Will Smith talks about what is love from his experience, and it seems to lead to the same conclusion where he feels you must nurture love as you do a plant and allow that plant to blossom into what it is meant to be without you saying what you want from the plant. I think Will Smith explains this concept better. Take a look.
So I was thinking about love. I was thinking about how difficult it is for us to find and to maintain the love that we all yearn for. And it kind of dawned on me that I think a big part of the problem is that we misdefine love.
It's possible that no other one subject has been more analyzed, talked about, and experienced by every single person on this planet than love. And yet, we really have no clue what it is.
So me and Jada was reflecting about love. You cannot make a person happy. You can make a person smile, you can make a person feel good, you can make a person laugh, but whether or not a person is happy is deeply and totally and utterly out of your control. The thing that we call love, the thing that we're searching for and we're trying to create that we call love is actually not love. J. Krishnamurti talked about the concept of the desire pleasure paradigm, that we think about love in terms of desire and pleasure, meaning that if you meet my needs, then I love you. If you don't, then I don't. So that love becomes transactional. If you do what I want, if you meet my desire and give me pleasure, I love you. If you don't meet my desire and you don't give me pleasure, I don't love you. I think that the insatiable nature of desire, trying to get somebody to fill our cup, I think that leads to anger, and it leads to frustration, and ultimately it makes us break apart from people. My daughter Willow really taught me a hard lesson. I think the real paradigm for love is gardener flower. So the relationship that a gardener has with a flower is the gardener wants the flower to be what the flower is designed to be, not what the gardener wants the flower to be. You want the flower to bloom and to blossom and to become what it wants to be. You want it to become what God designed it to be. You're not demanding that it become what you need it to be for your ego. Anything other than all of your gifts wide open, giving and nourishing this flower into their greatness is not love.
Wow, I mean, that was thought-provoking.
Yeah,
So I mean, guys, what are your take on what are your respective takes on what he said?
I think at different age you love differently. I think because if I go back to relationships, how many years ago? I'm not gonna say decades. The way I love then will be different if I get into another relationship because of the experiences I have. And one of the things that I've learned about me is that you cannot own me if you love me. I have to be me, and that is difficult because if your partner doesn't own you, it means that there's a certain amount of freedom that you have that they may not be happy with. So it's difficult, as you get older.
That's so true. And as well, even within one relationship, like you were talking about, you love differently at different stages of your life. But even in one relationship with a person, over time, the love changes. And if you're not willing to let that person become who they want to become, and you're trying to make them become who you want them to become, that's where the problem is. Yeah.
Yes.
I understand that. I'm going through that right now.
Is it Camille? Because I know Camille was saying that, and well, Cecilia talked about it too. The fact that when you get, after you've had several relationships, love matures with you because each relationship brings something new to how you perceive love. So is it that as you get older, is it that it becomes more difficult for you to actually love?
No, I don't think so. I think it gets more difficult for people to love you because you found yourself. And once you find yourself, it doesn't matter. You love everything, even the person who doesn't love you. You love that person too. You know, but if that person is one that now has a problem.
Yeah.
I think a basic thing with loving, a basic thing with loving is the love of self. I saw Kirk Cambridge just posted there, and he had sent me this self-affirmation today because, you know, we always have that talk about if you don't love yourself, it is going to be difficult for people to love you. And so that affirmation of self-love, which is probably the hardest journey, as Camille just said, the finding of self is what is critical before the love can express itself in its easiest, most simple flow, you know?
That is exactly it. Vaughnette?
Yeah.
I'm actually just listening. It's
Vaughnette is perplexed.
It's so yes, with love. She sings about it, you see, love.
Yeah.
She lives it.
She transmitted.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have the second half of that video where he talks about how to love and give you 3 simple steps to put into practice when you can dare say, I love you. Those 3 words, you know.
Yeah.
But
well, moving on.
But those of us, let's move on,
Yeah. Well, moving our lovely show along, during yesterday's episode of OMG Live, we had some VIPs, some very important points of view from people who shared their points of view with us from Facebook. So let's take a look at them.
So Nicole Duke Westfield. Hi, Nikki. I hope you're looking on. Nicole Duke Westfield says, I see the empathy of Cecilia's point, but I do not support the manner in which the 33 have reacted and spoken. And she's talking specifically about the persons who would have, the Trinis who would have returned from Barbados. They spoke as if it was malice to have them stay in Barbados.
We understand. We hear you. We got that point of view. Thank you very much, Nicole. Our next very important point of view coming up now. I don't know. I'm not seeing it yet. Is anybody seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's from Dominic Hossain.
All right, I see it. Dominic. Yes, Dominic Hossain. He lives in San Fernando in Trinidad and Tobago. He says, I hope when this lockdown is done, this becomes a show on TV. It's a beautiful concept. So, hello, TTT, TV6, TNC3, pay attention. Thank you, Dominic. We all hope so as well. Thank you for your support.
I think we all totally agree. I'm not seeing the next one.
It's from Anderson Morris.
To come up. Oh.
Okay.
In the valley, we have slower internet. It's in the valley, girl, in the valley. It takes a little while.
Anderson Morris says it might sound bad, but a lot of persons are using social distancing as an advantage, showing how heartless they are. I don't know who Anderson throwing that for, but maybe it's true.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what our fans on social media are saying. You know, what's taking place on social media, Vaughnette and Richard?
Well, we have Cassandra Pemberton, Latoya Charles Burrell, Penelope Spencer, that beauty, Steve Spencer, Joanne Cogan Molino, Nigel Holder, Delano Manganu, Dave Herbert, Anderson Morris again. Hi, Anderson. Thanks for the comment yesterday. Nigel Holder, Kimo Thomas, Ambika Rampasad, Tanika Rogers, Raphael Bernardine, Dominic Hussein is there. Dominic, thanks for your opinion yesterday. And Stephanie Ann Campbell, my sister, looking on from London. Who do you have there, Young?
Michelle Young, my sister, lives in London. We have Sabrina Celestin, Verna St. Rose Graves, Anthony Lawrence, Christine Johnson, Priya Gomes Mora, Marie Millet says if we plan the outfit, Vaughnette, Sean Edwards is there, Carol Prince Mandela, Kimo Thomas in Canada, Sean Drakes, Aloy Johnson, Nikki Pollini, Henry, Kirk Cambridge, Delpesh, Trevor Felix. A lot of people are on today. You know, I actually have Kenneth Williams, who is Carlene Williams' brother, and he's in Caparo. We have somebody called Fernando Martinez in Argentina looking on at us. Michelle Samuel in Washington, Andre Mondesi, Patricia Batista and her daughter Asia Minor. Hello, I love you all. Stephen Taylor, a lot of people are on. Very nice to have you.
Yeah.
Pleasure. That
Yeah,
you are-
And all of them have modeled with you, right, Richard? All of them have modeled with you. All of them. Lisa Wickham is there.
Hi, Lisa.
And Eden Rodriguez.
Hayden Rodriguez. Hi, Hayden.
Make some noise so we know you're in the house.
My friend Colin Graves just logged on.
Okay, people, before we move any further with the show, we have today's OMG Live COVID-19 update.
First, let's take a look at the latest World Health Organization's figures.
Today, the worldwide COVID-19 infection is still climbing. It is now at 3,859,483 infected persons and counting. The death toll, 266,993 souls in the world have died because of COVID-19. Woo! The recovery is now over 1,320,936 persons who have recovered. Yeah.
All right. And of course, before I go to Trinidad and Tobago, I just wanted to give an idea of the figures in the Caribbean. Of course, Jamaica has 478 people who have tested positive. 9 have died. Guyana has 93 persons and 10 people have died. Barbados, 92. 11 people have died. No, sorry, that was Bahamas. Bahamas has 92 and 11 people have died, and Barbados has 82, 7 people have died. Of course, Dominica has 16, no deaths, and St. Kitts Nevis, 15, no deaths. Just taking a look at what's taking place, of course, across the Caribbean. In Trinidad and Tobago, we are holding at 116 positive COVID-19 cases. 8 Trinbagonians have regrettably lost their lives to this virus, and of course, 103 persons have recovered in TNT from COVID-19. The U.S. death toll, however, continues to grow and be the highest in the world, with 75,431 Americans who have died from COVID-19 and 632 deaths just last night. Can you believe that?
Wow, that is terrible. We have not paid a lot of attention to Africa, but many places in Africa are suffering because, on top of bad health care, rampant poverty, and famine, some places in Africa now have to deal with COVID-19. Here is a report from CBC News in London.
Africa, a continent as vast as it is varied, now fighting common cause against COVID-19, an enemy that preys on frailty. And there is plenty of that. In South Sudan, the virus is a new predator on an already crowded field. Hunger leads the pack, with half the population relying on food aid, many living in crowded camps. Hospitals in rural areas are few and far between, and until last week, there were reportedly only 4 ventilators in the entire country. Plagues of locusts and widespread flooding further complicate the picture. The World Food Programme has set up 3 global humanitarian hubs like this one to get aid where it's needed most.
Even the best of times, the situation in this region is dire. The whole region is just too fragile to even start responding it in any manner, like China, like Europe.
This is Matere, an informal settlement in teeming Nairobi. Milian Ojiwa grew up here. He says if people have to choose between food and a mask, food will win. So he got some sewing workshops going and is handing them out for free.
When we get to a stage where we will be having 100 deaths in the community, the only thing they'll supply us will be the body bags.
South Africa was one of the first countries to act against the virus and the most decisively. Now it's easing its lockdown.
The Department of Health is here.
Fighting HIV has given healthcare workers an advantage. Africa's Centers for Disease Control and Prevention aims to distribute 1 million test kits across the continent over the next month. A tall order and just a beginning. Margaret Evans, CBC News, London.
Wow. That's
crazy,
pretty
right?
depressing.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if you know what is
depressing.
the population of Africa, but 1 million test kit. That's 0.005 people that it will touch in the whole continent, right? That is not going to do much, but I guess it's something. Phew.
Wow. Yeah. That really sobers you up as because within the Caribbean and certainly within Trinidad and Tobago, we would have had the kind of our handling of the situation has been pretty much well lauded by generally the society. Even if you go by the market and opinion poll that it did, I think over the weekend or a couple of days ago, and it says that the majority of Trinbagonians felt that the government did a good job in handling COVID-19. And then you see what's happening in other countries. It really, I just don't understand why the rest of the world. I know everybody's dealing with their situation, but
exactly. Why can't they help more? Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's so much millions out there in the world.
The locust situation. The locust situation is terrible in Kenya and Ethiopia, and so it's millions of locusts. So it's going to interfere with food security. In a situation like this, it's really, really terrible.
They keep saying that this COVID-19 is an equalizer. It hits everybody from the rich to the poor. But really, it's been proven now that the poor will obviously be hit harder. The countries with less resources and less income will feel it more. It's obvious.
Yeah.
So it's not not so equal as we thought.
Yeah.
Wow.
Richard.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on social media. I just saw one of our viewers, Stephanie Ann Campbell, said she lost 5 patrons last night to COVID-19. So that's really sad.
That's terrible.
Yeah. And there are a lot of people have joined us. I think we're having a record at listenership today and viewership. There's a Paul Akal, Ali Nicholas, Tilla Willer.
Hi, Paul.
Eileen Griffin. Julia Squires, Colin Graves, Carol John Williams, Hilary Lovelace, Nydia Byron, Vanda Neil Gardner, Richard Ambrose, Alison McLeod, Colonel Schuyler. A lot of people are coming on by the second. Any comments there?
Hi, Nydia.
Hi, Nydia. And hi, Penny again. You all know Penny will be back on tomorrow.
Hi, Penny. Yes, she will be.
For those who are asking.
For decades, Africans have been dying from hunger, and it's still happening. Raphael Bernardine says, it's another example of a continent where its government is completely failing its people due to gross corruption. Yeah. He says, I still do not understand how a country so rich in natural resources and its people are still suffering. Just what you all just said there.
Yeah, well, he
It's
hit
a
it
lot
on
of
the
layers
head.
to
He
that,
hit it on the head. Corruption, corruption. He
Yeah,
hit
but
it
a
on the
lot, we
head.
need to go deeper because the corruption comes from somewhere. So this is a long discussion if we're gonna go deeper, but it comes from somewhere. There's a whole colonial history that created that. I don't want to give it an excuse, but gave it a place. So it needs to go deeper than just the politicians being corrupt. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. There's something called the underdevelopment theory, and there was an underdevelopment of the so-called dark continent that has to be questioned, analyzed, revitalized in terms of how they move forward with their leadership, because that's what they're confronting. They're confronting what was already set in place before they can resurge, So it's a challenge. It's a little more challenging, the post-colonial space. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to
Alright,
give thanks
well,
and praises. Thanks and praises. We are in Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean.
Yes. Amen.
Well, let's lighten the mood a little bit, guys. So let's move things along now and head over to Meanwhile at TikTok.
So growing up with your mom as a single parent, the struggle she has had to keep both of you going. But one great day, you win the lotto. So you run to mom to tell her about the good fortune for you both. She will finally get a break. But then this happens. Here is DJ Naldo on TikTok.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
I don't know.
That reappears.
That reappears. Yeah, but I love how well he took the words of the song and interpreted it in his way. That's funny.
Well, here are another group of revelers trying to throw caution to the wind and taunt our commissioner of police. Here is Luke Gap on TikTok.
Hey, forget Gary. We outside.
Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't move. And all you was singing? All you was singing? All you was singing? Sing your song now. Sing your song. Sing. Sing.
I'm sorry, Uncle Gary.
All right. Look at the camera. Everybody, let me see. Raise your face. Raise your face. Let the people see you. Let the people see you.
Sorry.
I know all of those young people. It was a part of a challenge, a day last weekend, and they won. The Plenty Pounders.
So our third clip.
Go ahead.
So your wife has confronted you about your blatant infidelity. You turn around and try to prove that the infidelity was part of the wedding vows. Here is Crazy Hype 911 on TikTok. Take a look.
When I get married, the pastor told me I could have you and 16 other women.
Bro, you are lying.
Hello.
Bro, you are lying.
I stand up there in front of the pastor and he watch me in the eye and he say, 4 better, 4 worse, 4 richer and 4 poor.
Oh my God. No.
That's not making you miss the comedy festivals. You know, the Randy Glasgow comedy shows and then I'm not making you miss them.
Don't ask questions. You know what they say? You know what they say sometimes in trials, Cecilia? Don't ask a question unless you know what the answer to it is. Otherwise, you can be caught with your pants down.
Silly.
All right, so that's how TikTok people are passing their times. So let's jump into our next segment where we discuss what's trending today.
Before we get into today's trending topics, I want to remind our online audience, you too can send us your thoughts. Just email your video clips and your voice note to info@omgtt.com with your name and contact number. So,
I think
so guys, what's trending? What's trending? What's trending? What's going on with you? Cecilia, what's going on in your world? What's trending today with you?
I think what's trending in my world and with a lot of Trinidadians and actually all around the world is opening up. When are we opening up and how are we going to open up? I think that's what, everybody has discussions and ideas of how we should open, what's going to open first, what's going to open last. I see that in Spain, they're allowing the millennials to come out early, and then the elderly people come out between 10 and 12, and then in the afternoon, the young people can come out, like the toddlers and things. So they're trying that approach. So I
might come out. You mean I might come out before you all?
It was.
We'll never see you, Richard. We'll never see you. And everybody's wondering whether we're going to open up in Trinidad on Sunday when the Prime Minister speaks to the country.
I think interesting for me is what is going to happen with, the small businesses, the impact that this would have had in the small business. For instance, like with the doubles, so now that we have doubles takeaway, is that going to affect in any way? Of course, people will still want to go back to the doubles man, but then what if you see a doubles shop open up? What happens? So it will be interesting to see what takes place there.
Yep.
And what the committee comes up with, our investigative committee, the restoring committee comes up with.
The recovery committee, the economic recovery
committee. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. What they're going to come up with, because they're supposed to submit their report.
All right.
Commenting on that economic recovery committee, last night I was hearing this clear discussion about our attention must not only be to livelihood, which is what the economy is, the resuscitating of the economy, but to lives versus livelihood. And I thought it was a wonderful dichotomy that we have to deal with there, and that lives supposed to presuppose livelihood, because if lives are saved as a result of lives being around, livelihoods can get started out thereafter. So I think that is a good guideline for moving forward. For economic recovery and for anything. It's all about us sustaining ourselves, So, yeah.
But let's see what people are saying on social media. So, Vaughnette and Richard, tell us what's going on.
Yeah, well, you have a lot of people joining us. Like, I'll go a few of them. Lysimba Barclay.
Go ahead, Richard.
Lysimba Barclay, Terence Lakai, Stephen Doobal, Lisa Boram. Remember, we met her in Massachusetts. The mother of the model that we shot photos of.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she's on.
Hi, Lisa.
Heather Spencer. Hi, Lisa, Heather Spencer, Ambika Rampasad. Opal Worrell is also a former model. Keegan Gulston, also a model. They are on. Kelly Hadid, J. Lover Mitchell, Cambridge Delpesh was talking about Vaughnette and my clothing like we plan it. And he is also a model. There's the Vincy Boy in New York. Anything there for that?
Yeah, I'm seeing Ambika Rampasad says, kudos to TNT government for taking precautions in a timely manner. The results show the wisdom of the leadership. Tilla is also, Tilla is responding to the person who talked about the country of Africa having all the wealth. So, and she's just reminding us that, of course, Africa is a continent and not a country. And she's saying that lots of countries in Africa are doing well in dealing with COVID-19 because of their similar experience with Ebola. So they were talking about the focus being on the countries that are not doing well, but there are also lots of countries that are doing well as well. Yeah, Kirk Cambridge says the media focused on one country to make the whole continent look bad. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's it for the while.
That's a very
Right.
interesting point of view there, Vaughnette. That's a very, very interesting point because they ended with showing how South Africa has been dealing, and we saw how was it Nigeria was doing very well as well. Was it? Did we see that? So some parts are doing very well.
Yeah.
But then we are talking about places opening up in America. Some parts of America are opening and some are not. What about that? I find that is crazy. So if you travel from one place to the next, how are you going to prevent from getting it? It's like if we close Canupia, but we open Diego Martin. But how does that work? How is that going to work?
Well, there was a lady. Well, before we get on to our next segment, Cecilia, there was a story about a woman who runs a hair salon in America, and she had opened in an area where she should not open, and she was forced to close by the police, and they charged her, but they just gave her like a warning, basically. And she went and she opened back again, and she had to appear before the judge. And the judge said, well, what do you have to say before I sentence you? Because I'm not going to have to sentence you. Is it that you want to go to jail? And part of what she says is like, well, I'm paraphrasing her, basically, you do what you have to do, but I'm doing what I have to do because I have children to feed. So,
all of my staff have children to feed. And then you see some countries never even locked down. Sweden never locked down. And they have less death. So there are so many models. This is going to be so interesting to study after and see all the various approaches that we're taking.
Well, you know that Sweden story is getting some criticism now because some people are saying, is it that they worked or is it that they were just reckless because their numbers are climbing? So who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
And there are different societies.
Yeah, they are. So over to you, Richard Young.
All right, I think it's time to play our game. Let's play that game.
So it's let's play that game, people. And so let's get ready. All the lovely people online who have joined us today, chatting with us, participating. We really appreciate your company. So guys, get ready. Today, we have the OMG Guess That Vintage Song Challenge. We have some audio clips from some classic songs, and all you have to do is tell us the correct name of the song and the singer. Now, you may think it's easy, but it's not as easy as you may think it is. If you get the answer right, you get to... You get to ask anyone on the panel, you're seeing them on my side, any one of us, I should say, a question. If you get it wrong, well, you're just wrong. You win nothing. You win nothing, okay? But maybe you will learn something. So, are we ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
Take it away, Stephen.
Ready. Let's play a game.
Run the first clip back.
It's hard to be away from the one you love, and the days seem slowly drifting by. But my darling, in your
From my heart. Okay.
Very nice.
I hit that note there, though. I hit it.
Yeah, you did it.
I only know that song.
Good, Richard. Good one.
Grandmother sang it to me. My grandmother sang me that song.
Really?
You're right, Richard. You're right, Richard. I believe you.
They still play that in weddings, y'all.
I know it.
I'm sure they still play it in weddings.
So did anybody getting the name of that song and the singer?
Well,
Yes, Rachel Young. Rachel Young.
All right.
Dream of Matt and Cook.
I was now Googling it.
So here, Rachel, you take it.
So Rachel Young, you have an opportunity to ask one of the panelists before you a question. While you ponder on your question, let's go to our second clip.
Darling, I feel the disco. Jump in the wheels and let's go. Let's go and do all them things we see on TV and get the feel of the synthesizer railway.
All right, that one is a little easier. Come on, people, you're supposed to know that one.
Vaughnette feeling it.
That one is not. Yeah, that one is difficult. It's not difficult. Nah, man. That's not difficult.
I would call it. That's not even right.
Somebody Roma Spencer got it. Roma Spencer.
Roma got it.
Roma Spencer.
Lord Nelson, Disco Daddy, Lord Nelson.
Roma Spencer is the vintage queen. Vintage queen. She know all them songs, all of them.
That's because she's
Run
singing
the
a
final
few
clip.
too, you know. She's singing a 10
Exactly.
to Nelson, you know.
Exactly. So run the final clip.
Why do I keep fooling myself when I know you love someone else?
Oh,
My great grandmother used to sing this one. My great grandmother used to sing this one. My great grandmother.
Well, this song.
That song always make you feel to cry.
This song is from. Wow, that's 25 years before I was born.
If you say that, it's not gonna make it true, you know, Richard. It's fake news.
That's before the Black Power Revolution. I wasn't wrong. I could not have been.
I think I'm seeing Ty Richards as the first person saying Sparrow only a fool.
Yes, that's it.
Absolutely correct.
Oh,
That's it.
Ty Richards.
Mighty Sparrow boy, voice for days, boy, have voice now. Throat.
So all three winners, you have the opportunity to ask any of the panelists a question. But while you're pondering your question,
Rachel Young says a bunch of lies. She says a bunch of lies on the panel. I don't know what you mean by that.
I don't know.
well, she's obviously talking. She's obviously talking about your grandmother and great grandmother, right? Exactly. So your lies.
I'm actually.
So while we wait on those questions. Well, while we wait on those questions, Richard, let's continue.
Yeah.
OMG live on your screen, Richard.
Yeah. Do you all remember sexy Megan Fox from the Transformers movie?
Yeah, of course.
Well, she is back with a brand new comedy where a 12-year-old tech prodigy's science experiment goes awry and he forges a telepathic connection with his best friend, his dog. The duo join forces and use their unique perspectives of life to comically overcome complications of family and school. Let's take a look.
With today's technology, we should be able to hear another person's thoughts.
It would be better if we had a human.
Henry's human enough for me.
3, 2, 1.
Must have been a power outage last night.
When Oliver makes an incredible discovery,
make way for the total package: brains, personality, and good looks.
Things will never be the same.
It worked. Henry, I can hear what you're thinking.
You can hear what I'm thinking. Woo! You taste like a genius.
So all dogs can understand all humans.
Duh, but you can't tell anybody. That's checkmate, sucker. Are you talking to the dog? Nick Snay on the Ocking Tay.
This science fair is big for you.
Good luck at the fair.
Now he must make sure his new invention,
this kid is special,
doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
Oh my God, it works. You did it.
I would do anything to acquire this technology. I fear for Oliver's safety.
Let us out! Let us out right now!
Sit. You sure you're not hungry?
Wait, what? No one said there'd be snacks.
They've got adventure.
My human is in trouble and I need your help. Oh, didn't know you were having an awesome party.
Down to a science.
We are gonna save Oliver.
Gabriel Bateman, Kunal Nair, with Megan Fox and Josh Duhamel.
We make a good team, Henry.
Think like a dog.
How'd you get so smart, Henry?
You smell as many butts as I have, you tend to pick up a few things.
She looks the same age, though, as the last film. What is that?
The only reason why I watch that is because of Josh Duhamel. I ain't watching that other way.
No, well, during this whole COVID thing, my daughter, we got a dog. So she's very bonded with her dog right now. So I think maybe she would like to see that. Good to watch with the kids.
So
yeah, well, I watch everything, so.
Richard Young.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Richard from Ty Richards, and he's asking, who is your favorite international designer, male and female? Who's your favorite designer? And one male, one female. International designer.
What comes to mind off the top? I would say I love Marc Jacobs. He has his own line now, and he was creative director at Louis Vuitton for most of the 21st century, I think, about over 10 years, and he's really powerful. He's an American designer, but he has an international appeal and flavored beautifully with a lot of international motifs and suggestion in his work. And I would want to say a Haitian designer who is Italian-based, Stella Jean. I love that she has carried implicitly her Caribbean roots to bear on her branding. They're very bold prints and very, very stunning, easy, breezy clothes. I love what she's doing.
That sounds lovely.
Italian, but formerly from Haiti. So I'll say Stella Jean, Marc Jacobs, straight off the top like that. Yeah.
Very good.
Nice.
Camille,
Any other questions, Vaughnette?
Camille, to you, Roma's asking, what is the situation at home regarding homeschooling? Is it working out?
On the university level, from the UTT perspective, it's definitely working out because we were going online anyway. Using a program called Canvas, our students were able to do their work online, and we were able to grade them online, even interact online. Now, what was the slight challenge we had was how would, for instance, APA, the Academy for Performing Arts, how would they work in this setting? And we actually worked pretty good. The dancing and the piano and the music and everything was all done online, and assessment is being done online through video clips and YouTube, and so it's worked out pretty good for university. As far as primary, I think there will be a big problem there. I'm fortunate enough to have the ability to work with the Ministry of Education now to see what could be done to fix that. And secondary would also be, I think there would be some issues there. So we have a lot of work to do.
And the third question
is there any way of getting out? Can I just ask a question? You know anything about getting laptops out to students who don't have? Because I know they said they were going to try and do that, and I know schools individually were trying to do it to get it to students who don't have, but that's something we really have to follow up on, because I hear about a quarter of the country's students don't have laptops. That's the figure I heard.
But I think that definitely will happen. But the challenge with this, and I'll just say this quickly, the challenge with the laptops the last time was the content of the laptops was the problem. So you give children laptops and they have nothing in it. It's like giving a child a book with no words in the book, right? So it has to be more than just laptops. And I think that will happen this time.
Great.
Okay, and the third question is from Rachel Young, and addressed to me, and she's asked, have I ever performed in London? And no, I have not performed in London, so I expect you to invite me soon. And she's asking, when is my first online concert? I don't know if I'll be doing another online concert. I did one maybe about 3 on March 22nd for Digicel, and I'm going to tag you in it if you're interested, right? I don't think I'm doing another one for a little while. Okay, so
March 2nd, that was lockdown day there.
Yeah.
Vaughnette.
Yeah.
And that
Actually, I
shifted
saw
the
that
whole
concert
industry, I
with
think.
Vaughnette. I did see that concert.
shifted.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
All right. Great stuff, guys. So let's head on to So I Was Thinking.
We're running out of time, so we gotta be.
Okay, marker control, please. I wanted to just say something based on what Cecilia had been saying a while, and it has a real feminist perspective, because a lot of the countries that are doing well, like in New Zealand and even in the Taiwan, there's a president there, woman president, and they have a very good track record. I don't know if it's that they are more empathetic in their leadership, but certainly I feel that the females are taking the lead in moving the planet forward in terms of how they are doing their governance with respect to COVID-19. I always wanted Sal to develop that. She always brings it up, and I think it's true. I have been thinking about it. Yesterday, I saw the president talking very proudly about the Taiwanese situation, and I was glad to see that, So I've just been pondering on that a bit. Feminist perspective.
That is wonderful. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Great.
Guys, before we go, I just want to mention one thing. I'm happy that Richard Young is on this panel, but I don't want to say what I want to say in front of him, because I don't want him to feel too special with his very young self. Listen, if you all have not, as a creative person, if you haven't seen that interview with Richard Young and Fashion TT, find the time and space to watch that and to listen to that interview. Richard, I was so inspired after that interview. I mean, it's almost like you were giving so much of information, and so much of it really connected with me as an artist and connected with my branding, that I just really wanted to tell you that you are wonderful. And just to let you know,
I have to see that interview.
Link. I think we should share the link because I saw it too, and I've heard Richard speak about this already. But certainly we should let more people see. I think Fashion TT did a very good job. My thing I want to share is that Vaughnette, your lipstick.
The link is actually on OMG. OMG TT.
Your lipstick is disturbing me. It has been disturbing me since we've been on. It's just a beautiful color, and your lips are so beautiful. So my what I've been thinking is very frivolous. It's to do with your lipstick. And when we open up, what is going to happen with lipstick and these masks we have to wear? You know, what is going to happen? You know, I'll miss that.
We're doing an editorial. You know, we missed that, Camille. We have decided that we are going to do an OMG Live Quarantine Edition cast editorial spread in high Caribbean fashion. And we're going to take a bus ride, and you're going to get all the music that Stephen has been curating, and we're going to shoot along the East Coast, along the North Coast. So definitely.
As we have to wrap up, I'll just say that my head hurting me from thinking too much. So I've taken a little break from thinking and trying to just be in the moment. Thank you all for being here with us today.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I suppose that we had a close. That's it, folks. We done?
Yes.
Thanks to those who watched and took part. Please, we want our viewers to join us. Send us your comments, voice notes, or good video clips of your thoughts and perspectives. Email it to info@omgtt.com so we can share it on the OMG Live Quarantine Edition.
Of your Facebook Live edition of today's show was glitchy because of the irregular internet speeds by you. You can watch it, a smooth recorded version on YouTube. Just go to OMG TV TT and we will upload it shortly. You know, internet goes. Sometimes it's just dip. We now leave you with the Viking himself, the Soca Viking, Mr. Bungie Garland, and big time Soca from 2017. Let me take a chip. Out there, Take a chip. Ladies and gents, say goodbye. Bye-bye, people.
Bye.
We have the champions now.
Say bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye to Melissa Robert. I know you came on and we didn't get to say hello on Roma Spencer. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow, guys. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 2 p.m. right here at OMG TV on Facebook. To see today's show and all our past shows, please go to Vimeo or YouTube at OMG TV. All shows there are for you to enjoy on demand. Thank you again, everyone, and as we always say on OMG,
let's be kind.
Let's be kind to each other.